关键还被自己的同类给出卖了。مرحبا اهلا وسهلا فيكم. نحن الان في تغطية مباشرة من امام البرلمان الكندي في مدينة اوتاوا العاصمة الفيدرالية لنغطي الحدث المهم في هذه المدينة، وهو المظاهرة التي ستقوم على ارض البرلمان. كما ترون البرلمان الان في فترة إصلاح، ونتمنى أن يصلح البرلمان موقفه من القضية العادلة الفلسطينية. نحن الآن لسنا ببعيدين عن مبنى الذي يحكم فيه رئيس الوزراء أو يعمل فيه رئيس الوزراء الكندي ترودو. الوفود والشباب يتجمعون. المظاهرة الماضية كانت قبل أسبوع أمام مبنى بلدية أوتاوا، تجمع فيها عدد كبير من الشخصيات العربية وغير عربية الداعمة للقضية الفلسطينية في مدينة أوتاوا. كانت الأعداد حسب التقديرات تجاوز 5000 شخص، وهي يمكن المرة الثانية التي يحصل فيها هذا الرقم. كما ترى أن غالبية الحضور من الشباب، وهذا شيء مهم جدا وواضح، وهي رسالة واضحة للجميع أن الشباب لن ينسى قضيته حتى نرى إخوان من دول عربية أخرى هنا، على المغرب العربي، على العراق، أخرى. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
من المغرب.
يا
أهلا وسهلا. حدثيني ليش جيت اليوم على المظاهرة؟
Free Palestine.
You speak English. You can speak in English.
Yeah, I can speak in English.
So why Palestine matter for you?
Because they're Muslims and they're dying for nothing. Yeah.
Just for human rights and
Yeah.
justice. Thank you.
You're welcome. What? It's not. I'm just gonna say my dad gave me a 4x4.
Hi guys.
Hello.
You're from Iraq?
ايه
كيف الحال؟
الحمد لله. ايه بحكي عربي.
ايه ليش جاي اليوم على هاي المظاهرة؟
جايز من كيف تقولها بالعربي؟ سباق؟ يا سباق كيف تقولي بالعربي؟ ما بعرف. مينا؟ كيف تقولي؟ العربي طبعا مكسر شوي.
مش مشكلة كيف بالانجليزي. So why you are here?
Je parle français. بحكي فرنسي.
فرنسي يلا.
Je suis venue donner mon support aux Palestiniens parce que je trouve que même si c'est pas mon pays d'origine à moi, je trouve que c'est aussi mon pays de cœur et que j'aimerais leur donner du support et les aider un peu dans quelque chose.
ربنا يحرر الدول العربية كلها. في حدا حابب يحكي شيء آخر؟
أنا
I'm from Haiti.
Haiti.
Yeah, I'm from Haiti.
Okay, so you're not Arab.
No, I'm not Arab.
Why you are here today?
I'm here because it's time for me to show support for something that's really important, and people need to know what's going on in the world. And it's not only Palestine that's suffering from attacks. It's multiple countries, and me being here, showing support means that anybody from any side of the city can come and show support of themselves for themselves.
Thank you for your support.
No problem.
طيب احنا Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
So I see you are from the Communist Party?
You mean like with them?
Yeah.
No, I'm not associated with them.
Okay.
I'm with the Socialist
Can you
Party.
introduce yourself?
My name is Michael.
Michael, why you are here today?
Here in solidarity with Free Palestine.
So you're not Arab, you have no relation with Arabs?
Sorry?
You are not Arab, you do not have any relation with Arabs?
No.
No family members?
No.
Just to stand for human rights? Thank you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That explains that.
Of course.
How do you say
Hello.
What is this flag for? Or can you
This
show
is the Communist Party of Canada flag.
Okay, Communist Party. So, why you are here, guys? I see you are Canadian. You don't have anything blood with the Palestinians.
We are brothers with the Palestinian cause. First of all, the Communist Party of Canada stands in complete solidarity with the people of Palestine in their just struggle for liberation. We condemn the Zionist regime for war crimes against the Palestinian people. We all know that the Zionist regime is an apartheid regime. We know that the Zionist regime supported the apartheid regime in South Africa. We know that Zionist Israel is an outpost for U.S. imperialism in the Middle East. And the Communist Party of Canada has always been opposed to imperialism, apartheid, and currently the fascist government in Israel. So that's why we're here, to stand shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian and their just cause, to condemn Israel for its war crimes and occupation of Palestine. We are calling for the complete liberation of Palestine. And so that's why we're here.
I see your flag always with demonstration with human rights. So are you standing with other people's human rights too?
Yes, we've been recently in the demonstration of the Colombian people against the fascist government there. The Communist Party has been very active over many, many years in supporting all of these just causes.
Thank you, guys.
No, thank you. Free Palestine.
Hello.
Hi.
Can I interview you?
You can interview all of us
Very
all
fast.
together.
Yeah, we'll
yeah,
go there.
sure.
So it's one organization?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a Filipino organization?
Yes. We're
Okay, you are Filipino?
yes.
So why you are here today?
We are here in solidarity with the Palestinian people as a people that have also been victims of settler colonialism and imperialism. We're here to show our support.
What about you guys?
We're here for as well, from the pilgrims.
So we have to stand for all human rights, is it?
Exactly. All human rights are interconnected. We rise for international solidarity. Just like Lisa said, Filipinos are also oppressed by similar forces. U.S. imperialism funds Israeli defense forces in the Philippines. U.S. imperialism also supports the armed forces of the Philippines in the Philippines. Canada is also complicit in funding the arms of these armies that are directly oppressing the masses of people in both of our countries. And so, as fellow oppressed people, we are here to support Palestinians' rights for defense in all forms. And so, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Wish you all the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. You are from the Communist Party too?
No, I'm not from the Communist Party.
Okay. So what is this flag for?
Yeah, it's an Indigenous warriors flag. So when Native peoples have to come out and defend our land here in these territories, we'll bring out this flag to call on supporters and other warriors to take a stand.
So are you indigenous?
Yeah, I'm Anishinaabe.
Anishinaabe. So you are a local indigenous person.
Yep.
You've been through this for years and years, and you are now standing with your brothers in Palestine against the occupation and colonization.
100%.
Let me know, what do you indigenous people think about this crisis?
For the most part, it's not a 100% thing. Many indigenous people here, though, do support the Palestinian struggle against occupation and colonialism. And if we look at what's happening in Palestine, we can see a lot of similarities with what happened and what continues to happen to indigenous peoples in North America, with the dispossession of our lands, being forced into smaller areas, and having things just taken away from us. And to show international solidarity and realizing that colonialism and imperialism is a global system, a lot of indigenous people will stand here and support the struggle for Palestinian national liberation.
I just want to remind everybody that we are standing now on unceded, unsurrounded Algonquin and Anishinaabe land here in the capital, at the center of the politics makers here in Canada. This is the parliament. It was built on unceded, unsurrounded Algonquin territory. All the support, brother. Thank you.
Free Palestine!
Are there like internships?
It goes to this. They can read it.
I don't think I will.
Found this website.
Can we send that?
Said what?
I was always late for shit. I was always late for everything.
No. أنا من ذوك. Hi. Can you introduce yourself? Just your first name.
Soha. My name is
Soha.
Soha.
So why you are standing here today with the Palestinians? What's the reason?
Because Palestinians should have the same human rights as everyone else does, and what happened in Gaza in this time and any of the other times were war crimes.
You've been supporting all human rights around the world, or only Palestinians?
All human rights around the world.
Thank you, Soha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wish you all the best.
You too.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I love your sign which says Palestinians have human rights too. So can you tell me please about yourself, why you are here today?
Well, we're just here not just for Palestinian rights, but for human rights in general. We have to draw a line where just lives matter. It doesn't matter who, religion, or what people group. In Palestine right now, it's the biggest open-air prison in the world. People don't have, not only getting bombed, but, and people aren't just getting bombed, but getting murdered slowly from not access to clean water and decades of oppression and apartheid. It's, when you see injustice, you have to fight for it, because justice is such a fleeting thing. Any society can see the oppressor and the oppressed, and if we ever stand up for the oppressor, that's when it's all lost. And so you have to come out for when you see it.
So guys, I see from your accent you are not Arab.
No.
And what brings the Palestinian issue to you today? Your friends or somebody to talk to, or you just search by yourself over internet?
Yeah, it's just it's a cause that we've gotten into. We don't really have any personal ties or connections to the Palestinian culture, the group. But when you see something that's going against your beliefs and your of just like basic human rights, you kind of have to just stand up for it. It's been something that we've been fighting for a while.
Thank you guys, and this is really makes sense. Thank you. Wish you all the best today.
You too. Thank you for doing that.
Palestinian guys?
Half.
Half. So where is the other half?
Bahrain.
Bahrain. So half Bahraini, half Palestinian.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So why you are here today? Who's the Palestinian half? Mom or?
Mom.
Okay, mom.
The father Bahraini. The father's Bahraini.
Okay. Why you are here? here today?
Of course, to support the Palestinian cause. We can't just say just because there's a ceasefire that everything is stopped. There's still the evictions going on in Sheikh Jarrah that we need to make sure that that doesn't happen.
They have to stop whatever going now in Eastern Jerusalem. We have
Exactly.
enough is enough. That's it. No more.
Exactly. The Quds is getting attacked every day, no matter what they do. After the ceasefire, about a couple of hours, they started shooting the
Friday,
prayers after their celebration, Eid prayers, you can say. So it's this doesn't change anything. We have to speak up. Our government needs to help.
What's your first name?
Ariana.
Ariana.
You young, you could go now outside, enjoy your life.
Yep.
They think that the youth will forget the Palestinian cause.
Impossible.
Do you have a message for them?
Impossible. No person that says that they truly believe in like human rights or justice or anything can forget the Palestinian cause. We have to anyone as a normal human being needs to support the Palestinian cause. Any person that supports the killing of any other or just evicting them from their homes for no reason they're not human. They're not human at all.
Does it matter the color or the religion?
Or the religion, exactly.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
another thing we need to make sure people remember. Muslims, Christians, Jewish, we all belong in Palestine.
Yes.
I would like to thank your mom because she gave you that gene.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Free Palestine.
How are you, sir?
Sure. Hi. Just your first name.
David.
David. Why you are here, David? I met you last time.
That's right, yes.
This is good to see you again.
Thank you.
Just tell the audience why you are here.
I'm always here for the Palestinian people, as I'm here for oppressed people all over the world. The struggle of the Palestinians is the struggle of oppressed people everywhere. So I'll always stand with the Palestinian people.
Human rights need to be equal to everybody.
Well, I think that the apartheid needs to end. I'm old enough to remember the apartheid struggle in South Africa. We need to win that case here and have the apartheid system be dismantled in Israel. Or in Palestine, we need to see the Israelis remove their settlements, and we need to see real, lasting, genuine progress and liberation for the Palestinian people.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Can I just shoot? Can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
Sure.
I'm not sure if I'm the best to ask.
It's okay. It's okay. Your first name, just first name.
Hi, Alicia.
Alicia, why you are here today?
I think it's a really important cause. Yeah.
And
And we have-
supporting human rights.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you write here? Why you write it here?
I mean,
today?
we know Canada is selling arms to Israel, and it's really not right.
So guys, you are youth. You could go outside now, enjoy your day, barbecuing or bicycling or whatever. Why are you standing here with human rights thousands of miles away?
It's because I think we can make a difference by being here, and pressuring the government is a good way to make change.
And you still want to say that youth have a voice here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
They're not good everywhere when they make you wear it. أخذها صديقتنا.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you Bosnian?
Yeah, I'm half Bosnian, half Iraqi.
Okay, so tell me why you are here today.
So Bosnia went through a lot of ethnic cleansing and genocide in around the 90s, and we have an understanding of how it feels to have the whole world ignore all your struggles and just turn a blind eye to Muslims especially. And Palestine and both Bosnia, they have a huge population of Muslims there, and seeing the entire world just not care at all about your people being killed, tortured, everything like that. And from the beginning, Bosnia has been supporting Palestine all the time. We've been going and creating concerts in Arabic and getting all the donations to Palestine, everything like that. I just thought I would represent my country and show that we have an understanding of the struggles that Palestine has as well.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best.
Hey, Chopper.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Can we please have everybody just come more to the front? We just want to make space for the people who want to walk in the back. So just everybody come to the front, please. Thank you.
No one here. Okay.
You're Iraqi guys, huh?
Yeah.
تحكوا عربي ولا لا؟
Yeah.
طيب قولي لي ليش اليوم انتم جايين هون؟
تظاهر تحرير فلسطين to free Palestine. Yeah.
انت صبية يعني تقدر تطلع اليوم تسوي اي activities outside، ليش اليوم موجودة هون؟
Because it's important that Arab stands with with each other. So obviously we're gonna stand with Palestinians and Iraqis. Because if Palestine is not free, no one is gonna be free.
السلام عليكم.
جزائري.
جزائري.
لو لم تكن جزائري عليك أن تكون أي جنسية.
ها؟
لو لم تكن do you speak Arabic?
Yes.
لو لم تكن جزائريا
Yes.
هل تتمنى أن تكون بجنسية أخرى؟ ما هي؟
فلسطين.
لماذا؟ ليش يا أخي؟
لأنها بلادي الثاني.
حب كبير بين الجزائر وفلسطين.
كان حب كثير بينا. عودنا في التاريخ و الجزائري لا فلسطين جزائري
Russian.
Russia.
Yeah, I speak English.
Why you are here?
For Palestine.
What to do with Russia?
Because Russia, Muslim. Because I'm Muslim. And Russia is on the Palestinian side. Because they're with Turkey. Yeah.
What about you? Are you on the Palestinian side?
Palestinian side.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Why are you writing this in the apartheid? Do you know any apartheid there in Palestine?
Yeah, I've heard the the situation in Palestine, like the Israeli control of the Palestinian people compared to the situation in South Africa in the 1980s and 90s. So some people refer to it as like it is an apartheid because Palestinians, they don't have the right to movement, they don't have the right to say in their lives or in their economic situations.
What's your first name?
Sam.
Sam, why you are standing with the human rights at all?
I'm standing with human rights because I think that that the world, like all people of the world, are connected, I guess, and that the world is only as good as the situation for like the most the people who are having who are the most oppressed or who are the most in the worst situation. And I think that Canada has done a lot to support the state of Israel and has done a lot to perpetuate the violence that's going on there. So I feel like it's our responsibility to also try to do something to, in our way, end it.
How did you hear about the Palestine? From the news, media, or your own research or friends?
First I heard about it from the news when I was younger, when I was like in high school. And then I went on to go do some more like research by myself, watched a couple, movies about and documentaries about the situation. I watched the final interview with Edward Said about Palestine, and that really gave me like a lot of perspective that I don't feel like I see on the news very much, that I feel like is kind of getting a little bit censored by the news.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay.
You're good?
Yeah.
I see you are Albanian.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So why, just your first name and why you are here?
My name is Julia, and I'm here to support Palestine.
So why you want to support Palestinians? They are not Albanian, they are far away from
Doesn't
here.
matter. They're our brothers and sisters. We got to support them. It's injustice what Israel's doing to them.
Thank you. And you are?
Mexican.
Mexican?
Yeah.
That's also nice. ¿Cómo está?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien. So why you are here too?
I'm here because since I remember my brother is supporting Palestine, he's in international relations, and my wife supports Palestine, and I'm here for them too.
Thank you guys.
No problem.
Here.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Can I ask you two questions?
Of course,
Sure.
go ahead.
Why you are
Ask
here,
her.
We are here to support our country, Palestine.
Great. So you are Palestinian?
Yes, I am.
And you too?
I'm Syrian.
Syrian?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's my fiance, so we're one.
Wish you all the best, guys.
Thank you.
For coming.
Thank you.
So, what happened in Syria? You speak English or?
Both.
Okay. So what happened in Syria? It's a copy of what happened in Palestine.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that after what happened in Syria, we will forget Palestine. Do you have a message?
I think it actually enhanced it further, and again we are one. So without the Syrians, the Palestinians won't succeed, and without the Palestinians, the Syrians won't succeed at anything.
We have the same thing.
Yes.
We are.
We're one at the end of the day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله
Where are you from,
وبركاته.
guys?
اليمن.
يمن. اهلا وسهلا بك.
حياك الله حياك الله.
الله يجعله سعيد.
آمين.
احكي لي ليش اليوم انت موجود هنا؟
والله عشان نساعدهم في organizing and extra security إن شاء الله.
ما شاء الله. يعني انت حتى من الفولنتير اللي موجودين معهم.
ايه.
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. بارك الله فيكم. يعطيكم العافية وان شاء الله يعود اليمن سعيدا كما كان.
آمين إن شاء الله.
بارك الله فيك.
مع السلامة.
ممكن نصيحة صغيرة؟
تفضل.
الله يزيد فضلك.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Can I interview you?
Okay, that's cool.
Cool, yes?
Yes.
So you are here for McDonald's or and for Palestine?
We had to get some food beforehand.
That's good. We need to survive.
Exactly.
So tell me, guys, why you are here today?
Just to show support for the Palestinian community that's going through a super rough time right now in terms of getting support from Canada and in action to denounce the actions of Israel.
So when Black Lives Matter happened, we stood with our brothers because we have the same blood.
Exactly.
And you're standing now with Palestinian Lives Matter.
Yes. Exactly. There it is right there. Like I myself, I'm a Christian, and Palestinian Christians are under persecution as well. This is not just one that's under religion, it's also just a humanity crisis.
Well, I would say thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Just your first name if you would like, and why you are here.
I'm Maya. And
Are you passing by? Did you come for this?
we came for this, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
why did you come for this? What's the reason?
Because I think it's important to speak out against the atrocities that are happening on the other side of the world.
I mean, it's 1,000 miles away and won't affect us as Canadians.
Yeah, I think it's important, especially since our government's doing such a bad job at helping.
Thank you, Maya.
Yeah.
So,
I'm Yvonne,
Yvonne,
and I came with my daughter Maya. But I came because I'm appalled at the atrocities that the Israeli government are doing to the Palestinian people. And I've traveled and lived in that area. So,
thank you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. Tell them you have to stand here. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? I'm going to start by a few shots before we get going. Long live Palestine!
ان شاء الله نحرر فلسطين. اكيد لا اكيد كلياتنا ايد واحده ان شاء الله. حبيبي
End the occupation now! End the occupation now! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! We don't want your dirty war! We don't want your dirty war! 5, 6, 7, 8! 5, 6, 7, 8! Stop the killing, stop the hate! Stop the killing, stop the hate! 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! We don't want your dirty war! We don't want your dirty war! 5, 6, 7, 8! 5, 6, 7, 8! Stop the killing, stop the hate! Stop the killing, stop the hate! The people united will never be defeated! 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 All right, thank you very much, guys. So my name is Ali Shahrudi. I'm a Canadian-Palestinian activist here in Ottawa. And yeah, first of all, I just want to thank you everybody for coming out, showing up in big numbers. That's the least we could do for what's happening over there. I want to thank you guys. A round of applause for everybody who showed up. So I just want to mention that this initiative is organized by the Palestinian Canadian community here in Ottawa. We have a few organizations. If you guys need to ask them questions, we have APAC, the Association for Palestinian Arab Canadians. We have INSAF. We have U Ottawa Carleton Palestinian Student Association, and we also have the Palestinian Student Association for Justice at Carleton. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to them. For any media, we have 2 or 3 media spokespersons. We have Dr. Habib, who's over here. So if the media is here, please reach out to my right for Dr. Habib. And we also have Ibrahim, who is a Canadian. He's over here, Canadian Palestinian student at Carleton University. All right, thank you guys. So, thank you. So before we proceed, we need to always acknowledge that we stand here on unceded and unsurrendered Algonquin territories. And we have to keep mentioning that. And I'll tell you what, guys, why. Because the struggle of the indigenous people go hand in hand with the struggle of the Palestinian people. So we need to support them here. We need to fight for their freedom over here so that they can support us and fight for our freedom in Palestine. Yeah. That being said, we stand here because we want to start by mourning the deaths. Over 260 Palestinians.
شهداء عشنا بالملايين.
260 Palestinian civilians lost their life in the past 2 weeks. That's just the past 2 weeks. 66 children. "66 children, 38 women, and it's ongoing. Since I was born till now. This is not my first rally. I've been coming here since I was born. Rallying. It's time to stand up. It's not to take action. The parliament is behind me, and I'm happy and proud that it's behind me, and I have my back to the parliament, because our Canadian government is not doing anything. Empty words. That's what Justin Trudeau. And by the way, just for everybody to know, I'm a liberal, but I will talk about Justin Trudeau because he's being silent. He's being silent, and kids are dying. They're not actually they're being killed under the hand of Israeli weapons that Canada provides. Canada provides weapons to the Israeli government. Shame, Trudeau. Shame. Shame, Trudeau. Shame, Trudeau. Shame, Trudeau. So I just want to take one moment to mourn the lives of the people who passed away the past 2 weeks. You can do any type of prayer, just 1 minute of silence. If you want to make dua, if you want to pray, if you want to do the Fatiha, whatever, the way you feel like you can express your prayers, just go ahead and do it. We'll take 1 moment of silence. Thank you very much. So before we continue with our schedule and our speakers, I just want to have a few housekeeping items that I just want people to try to respect throughout the rally. So first of all, please keep your social distancing. I know it's hard. I know a lot of people are close to each other right now, but try your best to keep social distancing. And if you have hand sanitizers, just every 15 minutes you guys get, sorry? Okay, so I've been informed, yeah, we have at the water station, which is to your left. So if you need masks or hand sanitizer, you can find them over there. And second point that I want to mention is we encourage just peaceful protesting. So if you have the other side coming, if they come, just make sure to stay peaceful. You know, we're here. The more we're peaceful, the more they'll understand. The more we'll get our message across to the people and to the media. I won't take a lot of your time, but I just want to mention something very, very important. We were here last week. We were here 2 months ago. We were here 1 year ago. We were here 27 years ago. We were here 73 years ago, and we're still demanding for the justice and right for the Palestinian people. And we're going to keep doing that until we do have our justice, until we do have the peace that we are looking for. So we heard 2 days ago that the Israeli occupation forces decided to step out of Gaza and to cease fire with the Palestinians. Although this is good news, and a lot of people are celebrating, and they have the right to, we need to understand that we're not looking that's not what we're looking for. We're not looking for ceasefire. We're looking for a cease to the occupation. We're looking for a cease to the apartheid. We're looking for the cease of the illegal settlements. We're looking to the cease of all of that. So this is not only for the ceasefire. Gaza is still under blockade for over 15 years. 15 years. Essentials are not being met in Gaza. The UN reported that in 2020, Gaza will be unlivable. And right now we're in 2021 and it is unlivable. 97% of Gazans do not have electricity. Throughout this 1 week, 50% of water is not met in Gaza. 50 schools have been damaged and destroyed. 50 schools. Shame. I just want to share something with you. This is from a child from Gaza. He's 11 years old. His name is Amir. Sorry, 1 second. So this is reported by the Save the Children International Organization. So this is what Amir, he's 11 years old. This is what Amir told Save the Children. I'm 11 years old and I've lived through 3 wars and I've had friends killed in them. The hardest thing at the moment is that the Israeli army bombs all night long, so we can't sleep. Today, they threatened to bomb a building near our home, and we got really scared. My uncle's family had to come and shelter here. We started looking for places to hide, and all the young children started to cry. My little sister started to cry. The electricity goes out when they're bombing us, and because we're so afraid, we all stay in one room. I wish that the world could know how unsafe we are in Gaza. Palestinian children deserve to live in safety and to be able to achieve their dreams. Let us all honor this kid. Let us all honor Amir. Let us all honor the Palestinian children that are being killed under the hand of the Israeli government. I have a few other points, but just for the sake of time, I'll move on to the next part of the schedule. We have May Saloon. Are you here? Yeah. She's gonna sing us Mawtani, the national anthem of Palestine.
موطني موطني الجلال والجمال والسناء والبهاء في رباك في رباك والحياة والنجاة والهناء والسناء في هواك في هواك هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أراك في علاك تبلغ السمك تبلغ السمك موطني 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 الشباب لن يكل همه وليستقل أو يبيد أو يبيد نستقي من الردى ولن نكون للعدا كالعبيد كالعبيد لا نريد لا نريد ظلنا المؤبدا وعيشنا المنكدا ظلنا المؤبدا وعيشنا المنكدا لا نريد بل نعيد مجدنا التليد مجدنا التليد موطني 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 الجلال والجمال والثناء والبهاء في رباك في رباك والحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواك في هواك هل أراك هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أراك في علاك تبلغ سمك تبلغ السمك موطني موطني.
I've been informed that there's a few people that are behind like the closed fence. So if you guys want to jump in and join us, that'd be great. Next up, we have Shahed, Palestinian Canadian student. She's going to be addressing the Canadian government for the demands that we're asking from them. Round of applause for Shahed. For this part, if I can get everybody to get their phones out and to videotape that, it's going to be very short, and I want you all to post it on your social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is, and tag our Prime Minister and tag our Foreign Affairs Minister, Marc Garneau, please. So can I get everybody to put their phones out and videotape this part, please?
Hello everybody, my name is Shahid Hanmi. Like Radhi said, I'm a Canadian Palestinian student. So I'm going to be reading a list of our demands for the Canadian government. You know, although we have the ceasefire in Israel right now, we still have a fight going. And so in Palestine right now, we still have a fight for the Palestinians. We still have to fight on behalf of them for the forceful displacements from their homes, for the injuries that they can't be tended to because of the lack of medical supplies. So with that I say, Canada, Trudeau, please listen. Our first demand: stop all sales and shipments of weapons to Israel, recognizing that these weapons are used in furtherance of an illegal occupation and to attack civilians. Our second demand: continue to publicly condemn the actions of the Israeli government and demand an immediate halt to the attacks on Al-Aqsa Mosque, and call for an investigation of ongoing human rights abuses and an end of the evictions in Jerusalem and the expansion of any settlements. Illegal evictions, may I add. Third, publicly condemn the siege of Gaza and call for Israel to allow for vital humanitarian supplies to enter Gaza. Fourth, Commit humanitarian aid that will be used to rebuild the critical infrastructure that had been deliberately targeted by the Israeli government. Fifth, call on world leaders to take decisive action as we did in the fight against the apartheid regime in South Africa. And sixth, speak to allies in Israel and the region, recognizing that until Israel respects the human rights of all people, the goal for a permanent state for Palestinians will never be achieved. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Shahid. Just make sure to tag, like I said, tag Justin Trudeau, tag Marc Garneau, tag your MP. Make sure that they hear this and they see this. We don't want empty words. We want action. We want action now. That's what we want. There's one point that I should mention. All this bombardment that happened in Gaza started because of one thing. Because of the protest that was happening in Palestine, in Sheikh Jarrah. Sheikh Jarrah is not the first example of illegal settlements and displacements of Palestinians. This has been happening for 73 years. Sheikh Jarrah is just one example, one recent example. So that's why I mentioned this point in saying that no to illegal settlements. We need to continue the fight for Sheikh Jarrah, for the people, families that have been kicked out from their homes. We need to keep doing the work that we can here in Canada so we can support them. Another point is that after the ceasefire 2 days ago, just this morning actually, there was an attack on Al-Aqsa mosque. You know, when you're praying, this is the moment in your life that you're at most peace. It's when you're praying. Whether you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Jewish, whatever religion you follow. Imagine being attacked and not being able to exercise the most peaceful thing that you have in this world. We need to keep them in our minds, in our prayers. And hopefully that change can come out of this rally. Next up we have Ibrahim Helmi, Canadian Palestinian student. He's going to speak on behalf of the students here in Ottawa, or all Palestinian Canadian students.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. Before we start, I believe what I'm about to say is very important, and so I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me so that we can ensure that the message gets delivered loud and clear. So if there's anyone struggling to hear me, please raise your hand. Okay, so tell me, I'm going to bring the mic a little closer to my mouth and tell me if that makes it better or worse. So is this better? Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. So what I'm about to say is an address directed directly to Trudeau. Dear Trudeau, we are not anti-Semitic. We are anti-Zionists. We are not violent bullies. Tens and thousands of us, people come out to protest, and the overwhelming vast majority of us did so successfully without any violence. For evidence of this, you don't need to look any further than outside your own window. Here in Ottawa, we've had a march with no violence taking place during these events. We hosted earlier this week a silent protest where thousands of us showed up with no violent outbreaks or any show of anti-Semitism. Yet, you have chosen to speak up on this issue, only highlighting the minuscule examples of violence that occurred in a few of these many, many protests, undermining our entire cause and incorrectly labeling it as anti-Semitic. So to avoid any future misconceptions or misrepresentations of our cause, allow me to be very clear. We demand justice and peace in Palestine, and we intend to and have been demonstrating this peacefully with the full support and cooperation of local authorities who have been nothing but supportive for our cause. For those of you who may not have seen the Prime Minister's tweet regarding the protests across Canada, it reads, I am deeply disturbed by recent reports of anti-Semitic acts in Montreal and across the country. The intimidation and violence is absolutely unacceptable, and it must stop immediately. There is no place for hate of any kind in Canada. And with that last sentence, I'm sure we all agree. Earlier in a discourse with Jagmeet Singh, when asked why he would not halt the sale of arms in Israel, Trudeau replied, "We are monitoring the situation with grave concern." He continued to say that the rocket attacks against Israel are completely unacceptable, and Canada supports Israel's right to assure its own security. He also says that violence at Al-Aqsa is also unacceptable, and ends with saying that Canada supports a two-state solution and urges all parties to renew their commitment for peace and security. And to these words, we say, let's review the facts. The Israeli military as of today stands to be the 20th most powerful army in the world. That is rivaling that of Canada's very own army. Palestine, however, has no army, has no navy or air force whatsoever. Nathan Thrall of the International Crisis Group states that Israel receives from the US alone more military financing than the US provides the rest of the world combined. For those of you wondering, that is a total of 10.5 million in military aid each day. Over the last 2 weeks, the death tolls in Palestine stand at 248. That includes 66 children and 39 women, while Israeli casualties hover at approximately 12. Anyone with half a sense can see that Israel does not need support defending itself. How can you, dear Prime Minister, claim to stand for peace when you fail to recognize one side of this so-called conflict as a legitimate state to begin with? Leaders and people around the world have begun to denounce the crimes of Israel, some wise enough to have done so long before these events, the devastating events at Sheikh Jarrah. These are steps that are truly being taken towards peace. And I have a few examples here so that we can compare how Canada has been approaching peace as opposed to all these other countries. The UK have shut down key Israeli drone production sites to stop their use against Palestine. Jordan, Egypt and France filed for the ceasefire through the UNSC resolution, which has successfully now taken place in Palestine. Ireland has also, through the UNRWA, sent $21 million towards helping the Gaza Strip through the terrors of COVID-19. Senators in Ireland have pushed for the banning of the sale of all goods that originate in the illegal occupied territories in Palestine by Israel. Italian port workers have refused local shipments of arms that have been headed towards Israel. Pakistan and Turkey have both vowed to speak at the UNGA to denounce the violence against Palestine. Egypt has vowed to donate 500 million in reconstruction aid for the destruction caused by Israel in Palestine. Yet here in Canada, we are sending weaponry to the illegal occupant, military superpower that is known as Israel. But yet, we claim to stand for peace. How can you stand on your own 2 feet and blatantly lie to our faces, thinking that we believe that your actions are reflective of those of someone seeking peace? We as the Palestinian Canadian people and all those that stand beside us are disgusted at the stance that the Prime Minister has taken. Lastly, I'd like to remind you, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, that the lives of Yazan al-Masri, a 2-year-old boy, Bathina Abid, a 6-year-old girl, Muhammad al-Attar, a 1-year-old child, and thousands of children like them are blood that is on your hands, as much as it is on those who have pulled the triggers themselves. Because these are not just Israeli weapons, these are Canadian weapons. And it brings paralyzing sadness to my heart to know the country that I call home will be written in history as the supporter of an apartheid, masking its own contribution to the killing under the guise of aiding Israeli self-defense, which in and of itself is a ridiculous claim. We cannot be supporters of peace and then send boats full of tools for murder. We all stand here united today to urge you, Prime Minister, to reconsider your stance and to help make real change towards peace in Palestine. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. يعطيك العافية. So I heard Ibrahim said, we call Palestine home, but most of us here also call Canada home. And Canada has always been a leader for human rights. Always. But today, we are not proud Canadians. We are not proud Canadians until this government takes action against what's happening in Palestine. We are not proud Canadians. Shame, shame, Trudeau. Shame, shame, Trudeau. Shame, shame, Canada. Shame, shame, Canada. Next up we have Ammi Abu Humam, a Palestinian Canadian poet.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm proud that all the audience are young girls, young boys, and I'm very, very happy. I'm very old man. Suffering all the Palestinian issue since my birth till now, 60 years old, and the Palestinian issue 73 years old, and we are here to struggle for free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. I wrote 2 poems in Arabic, and I will introduce them to you. These. Just 1 second. Sorry for that, for inconvenience. All of you saw in the media the little baby who rescued from the bombing on Gaza. The little baby, only baby from all the family. This baby is one of my relatives, and it touches my heart. And I wrote a poem about his feelings to his family. I say, ظلام الموت حل على الوجود وقد بات الأحبة في اللحود وها أنا دونهم أمسيت وحدي فهل مثلي رأيتم من وحيدي فهل مثلي رأيتم من وحيدي وهل سيطيب عيش أو بقاء لهذا الطفل يا آل الحديد. He's from Hadidi family. وهل من بعدكم يا ويح قلبي ستعبق بالشذا يوما ورودي وهل سيمر دهري في سلام وقد أقصيت عن عيش رغيد. أبي أمي أخي أختي رحلتم ولي لم يبق منكم من سنيدي. ولي منكم لم يبق من سنيدي ألوذ به ويحضنني بصدر ويمسح دمعتي فوق الخدود. أناديهم فما سمعوا ندائي فقد رحلوا إلى قبر بعيد وماتوا بعد أن كانوا بقربي وصاروا لهف نفسي كالحصيد. فيا للهول من نار ستصلى فؤادي ثم تحرق لي وريدي. إلى رب السماء فوضت أمري وليس لي سواه في كربي عضيدي. إلى رب السماء فوضت أمري وليس لي سواه في كربي عضيدي. فيا رب الوجود أغث ضيعا يعاني اليوم من كرب شديد. وخذ حقي وكن يا رب عوني إله الكون ذا العرش المجيد. This is the first one. I representing the feelings of this baby when he's grown up and he will not find his family with him. I represent his feeling when he grown up. And I also wrote a poem for the victory which has done by the struggling Palestinians in Gaza, and they stopped the Israeli or the Israeli violation to them. Okay, also in Arabic. Sorry about that, huh? You agree or no? I don't hear. Agree? Alhamdulillah. I said المجد يشدو. المجد يشدو. المجد يشدو ووجه الدهر مبتهج والصبح عانقه الإشراق والبلج. من ظن أن قوى الطاغوت تهزمنا لا شك قد مسه الإرباك والحرج. من ظن أن قوى الطاغوت تهزمنا لا شك قد مسه الإرباك والحرج. وكيف نهزم والله العظيم لنا حصن نلوذ به إن ضاقت الفرج. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر قد دوت مآذننا. الله أكبر قد دوت مآذننا. والمؤمنون إلى الساحات قد خرجوا. الله أكبر قد دوت مآذننا. والمؤمنون إلى الساحات قد خرجوا. المؤمنون here is the believers, Muslims, Christians, Jewish, all kind of believers, مؤمنون. يعانقون تراب القدس والأقصى. هناك تخفق في ساحاته المهج. هناك تخفق في ساحاته المهج. وغزة العزة والأمجاد قد لبست إكليل نصر. إكليل نصر وبالأفراح تختلج. وغزة العز بالأمجاد قد لبست إكليل نصر وبالأفراح تختلج. دم الشهادة قد فاحت روائحه. دم الشهادة قد فاحت روائحه مسكا. وعطر الخزامى عبقه أرج. وجر صهيون ذيل الخزي منكسرا. هنالك قتلاه تحت الأرض قد ولجوا. فصائل الفخر والأمجاد قد صدقوا. فسائل الفخر والأمجاد قد صدقوا عهدا مع الله ما خانوا ولا انتهجوا سوى الجهاد سبيلا في عقائدهم. يمشون دربا سويا ما به عوج. فلقنوا الظلم درسا شرسا كيف البطولة بالأمجاج تمتزج. فلقنوا الظلم درسا قاسيا شرسا كيف البطولة بالإيمان تمتزج. والنصر آت والتحرير موعده. وعقدة الكرب يوما سوف تنفرج. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Sorry in Arabic. السلام عليكم.
So, Amma's relative, the 4-year-old, Muhammad, he's 1 year old. 1 year old. There's many 4 years old, many 5 years old, many that didn't hit the 1 year mark, Amma. Some of them are 3-month-old that passed away. They got killed. His only crime was that he's Palestinian. That's his only crime. How are we going to explain to him what happened to his family? His whole family was wiped. They went to bed. Next day they had a dream to become doctors, lawyers. All that wiped away. One bomb blow, and it all went away. We feel for you, Amma. Allah yarhamhum. And hopefully we can do what we can here so we can support them. Next up we have a dear friend of mine from Independent Jewish Voices, Sam Hirsch. I'll give a few words.
Hi all. Thanks for sharing those beautiful poems. First, my name is Sam Hirsch. I'm here on behalf of Independent Jewish Voices, a group of Jews, progressive Jews from across the country who are fighting for a just peace in Israel, in Palestine. And I want to first obviously acknowledge that we're on the unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin people, and it's incredibly important to acknowledge the linkages that exist between these two communities, the indigenous community and the Palestinian community, who are facing, and it's fitting that we're here today in front of this building as very symbol of the settler colonial state of Canada. Can folks hear me? Is this better? Great. Sorry about that. And I'm here today to speak. You know, it's great that there was a ceasefire called and that violence was coming, to a temporary end, but our calls for action should not end at a ceasefire. Because as long as there is a ceasefire, there is still an occupation. There is still violence. There is still a system where myself, as a Canadian Jew, can go to Israel, go to Palestine, in the ancestral home of a Palestinian and say, this house is mine now, and that house will be given to me by the state of Israel. That is wrong. Shameful. And I'm here to speak out about that, and I'm here to say, if there are any other of my Jewish sisters and brothers in the crowd today, that every second that you wait to have that uncomfortable conversation with your family about Israel-Palestine is a second too late. Every time that we wait is a second too late. And I'm happy to be here today, and I'm happy to say that being a Zionist and being a Jew are not things that are mutually that should be together all the time. It's possible to be Jewish and to be anti-Zionist. In fact, Judaism has in fact existed a lot longer than Zionism has existed, and it will continue to exist after that. And I'm here today to say, not in my name, this government should not commit these atrocities in my name. And I grew up in a system where as Jews and through the Jewish educational system we were taught to be afraid. We were taught, and as long as the system continues to exist, this system will protect the actions, the violent actions of the Israeli government. And I'm here today to say that that is not what Jews stand for. Shame, yes. And I'm here today to say that on behalf of myself and the Jewish community that I represent, that you can continue to count on us to be here at rallies like this one, and that rallies that will continue to be as large as this one. I've been involved in the Palestine Solidarity movement for quite a while, and I have to say that I've never seen this amount of momentum before in 2 weeks to have rallies like this one, these huge rallies. So I'll say keep it up, and the Jewish community will continue to stand behind you. We are your friends, and we stand, I'm here to say that there are a lot of us that are standing up against the pervasive, the toxic ideology of Zionism, and we will continue to do so. Thank you very much.
So I just want to repeat what Sam Hirsch said. Jewish, Muslim, Christian, whatever the case may be, this is not a religious fight. This is a humanitarian fight. We stand hand in hand, not in the name of Judaism, not in our name, not in our name. Next up we have Khadija Al-Hajji from the Ottawa Black Diaspora Coalition.
Can folks hear me? So my name is Khadija. From unceded Algonquin territory, so-called Ottawa, to Palestine, we are witnessing state-sanctioned violence. Our struggles against racism, white supremacy, and colonization are global. You can cease fire and you can cease killing, but you cannot bring back the loved ones, and you cannot act like what is happening in Palestine is up for debate. This is not a conflict. It is apartheid, those killing these injustices out by name, and what is, sorry, I'm going to repeat that. Those calling these injustices out by name and for what it is not anti-Semitic. It's anti-Zionism. We must not forget the root of the issue. All of the ongoing violence is a direct result of one group of people being forcibly removed out of their own land. Palestine has been colonized through ethnic cleansing and land theft for 73 years and military occupation for 54 years. As an Afro-Arab woman, I'm in pain, I am enraged, and I'm saddened. There are parallels between the Palestinian struggle and the oppression experienced by Indigenous and Black peoples in Canada. The world shook when the murder of George Floyd by the Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin went viral about a year ago. But this issue still primates and is intrinsically woven into the fabric of our nation's colonial history. Black lives have been exploited and invalidated for hundreds of years. And in 2020, amidst a global pandemic, when the world slowed down, is when we all started noticing. This is now the 73rd year of Al-Nakba, and now the world is just noticing. Our collective trauma is not for entertainment. Rallies and protests are not an excuse to leave the house and meet up with friends. Hashtags like Black Lives Matter and Free Palestine are not trends, they're demands. Our lives are not a thing for the moment. These are constant pleas because we cannot know real peace until we are all free. Do not just be enraged right now because there's not much for you to do. Do not stop paying attention and showing up once the newsfeed dies down. We create our own media, our content, our rage, our persistence forces the world to watch and fight for Gaza, for Sheikh Jarrah, and for all of Palestine. Do not stop talking about Palestine. We must stand together in solidarity, in love, and in rage to condemn, challenge, and dismantle all systems of oppression. We must show up, stand up, and speak up over and over and over again until Palestine is free. Solidarity is a verb. As the Health and Safety Coordinator of the Ottawa Black Diaspora Coalition, I proudly reaffirm our complete solidarity with the Palestinians living in occupied territories and in diaspora. We condemn settler colonial terrorism, ethnic cleansing, apartheid, and political disenfranchisement of the Palestinian people at the hands of the Israeli government and its settlers. We recognize that the fight against injustice occurs at an intersection where elements of our identity, whether it be race, sexuality, class, or faith, converge to inextricably bind us together in the struggle for freedom. As a community, the liberation of Black people means the liberation of all people. We cannot and we will not be silent and therefore complicit with the genocide. We may not live in Palestine, but Palestine lives within all of us. Free Palestine.
Thank you very much, Khadija Al-Hilali. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Palestinian lives matter. Palestinian kids' lives matter. The great Nelson Mandela. We all know Mandela, right? He's the pillar of human rights activism of freedom that many of our politicians look up to. The great Nelson Mandela said, our freedom, we know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. So thank you very much, Khadija. So I've just been told by the police if it's possible to get more people to come on this side, because we have a large crowd over here and there, but on the sides. Specify which side? On the right side. Sorry, many of you guys can't see me. So on my right, your left. If we can get more people come on this side, please. So next up, it wasn't really planned, but I've heard that there's a Rasha Budairi. Rasha Budairi, her family is in Sheikh Jarrah. Her house is they're being displaced from their house as we speak. If I can get Rasha Budairi to come, please, on stage. I'll give her some time to come. Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! Yeah.
Palestine. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here, taking the time to be here on a Sunday. I wasn't planning to come here if it wasn't for my husband, who's somewhere here, and told the organizers. There are no words, honestly, to thank you enough. Thank you for standing up for Palestine, standing up for people in Sheikh Jarrah. But I want also to remind you that what's happening in Sheikh Jarrah is just an example. The same is happening in Silwan as we speak.
They have a court hearing on the 26th of May. You're talking about 100 homes of the Silwan neighborhood. Same policies, same brutal attacks, same mentality against Palestinians and their presence in Palestine. Especially in East Jerusalem, where they want us to be a minority, where they want the indigenous people of Palestine to be a minority, versus, unfortunately I have to say this, but for a Jewish majority that has nothing to do with Judaism, has to do with apartheid, with theft, with a settler colonial state. I want to thank you on behalf of my family in Sheikh Jarrah, of 27 other families in Sheikh Jarrah, but also on behalf of Palestinians who came together during these times. But we are all connected with our struggle. Whether you're a Palestinian in Gaza under siege for the past 15 years, or in Jerusalem under an occupation, or in the West Bank, Israel never left. Israeli forces never left those cities and towns or villages. I went to Birzeit University. I had to walk to go to school. We were beaten up by soldiers. Maybe not today, the next day. They would block you from going to school. They block you from building a house, living in peace, aspiring for a better future. People killed in Gaza had dreams. They had memories in the houses that were demolished. They lost families. And for them, we stand today. We stand for a free Palestine, for a just Palestine. I want you, exactly what people said before. We don't want this to be a trend. We don't want to be doing this because there's nothing else that we can do. We need to keep speaking up, speaking out, educating ourselves and our children. Teach them that Palestine is occupied. Teach them that we want peace. We aspire for peace and justice. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Break the silence. Talk to the media. Do everything you can. Talk to your families, to your friends. Let them know what's happening and will continue to happen. They could say, there's a ceasefire. What ceasefire? What ceasefire? When Palestine is still occupied, when Palestinians in occupied territories are still living under threat, a daily threat, under ethnic cleansing, under displacement, under apartheid. Yes, it is an apartheid system. We also need to address our government. Don't be afraid to address the Canadian government to stop its complicity. It hurts and breaks my heart to know that the state, the place I call home now, is killing my people back home. But I want to also make sure that you thank our Canadian people for standing up with Palestine, for speaking up, for speaking out. I've never seen such solidarity. And we need to build on that. Let's keep the momentum going. Thank you again. On behalf of Palestinians and residents of the Sheikh Jarrah, of Palestinians of Jerusalem, of Palestinians in Palestine and in the diaspora. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Rasha, and we'll keep doing our best, keep rallying, keep sending emails to our MPs over here so that Sheikh Jarrah and all of Palestine can get their justice. And you mentioned one thing, Rasha, you mentioned apartheid. Don't shy away from that word. The Human Rights Watch of the UN came out with a report. The conclusion of this report is that Israel is committing war crimes against humanity, and it is apartheid what's happening in Palestine. So don't shy away from that word. You also mentioned about our MPs. Some of them we have to congratulate. Some of them came out 2 days ago with a letter, a statement, 24 MPs, 2 senators. They came out and condemned and asked Israel for sanctions. They want to sanction Israel for the war crimes. And the reason I say this is because of our rallies. This is because we protest. This is because we send emails. This is because we call them. So we need to keep doing that work until we have a free and just Palestine. So like many of my colleagues said, the momentum is very high. Let's keep that momentum. A ceasefire honestly means nothing. Ceasefire means nothing if we still have apartheid. Ceasefires mean nothing until we have a cease of occupation. Ceasefire means nothing until we have a cease of illegal settlements. 600,000 in West Bank, illegal settlers. Ceasefire means nothing if we still have an occupation. Cease the occupation, cease apartheid, long live Palestine. And I want everybody to keep doing the job, the work they're doing. Keep the momentum high. Let's build off of it. Send emails, call your MPs, get involved with your MPs. This is the way we're gonna make a change here in Canada. We're all Canadians here. That's the way we're gonna make a change. It's not just by doing dua. Dua is good. We're gonna keep doing dua, prayers, money, donation. But we need to do, this is the least of iman to speak out about this. The least of faith just to speak about this. So we need to act. I guess I'm gonna end this with I'm gonna end the rally with this. We're gonna continue chanting. So we have a closing Multani by Benan. Yeah, can you come please up front?
موطني موطني الجلال والجمال والثناء والبهاء في رباك في رباك والحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواك في هواك هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما سالما منعما وغانما مكرما هل أراك في علاك تبلو سيماك موطني
مرحبا كيفك؟
هي هذيك
You guys know the security too.
I know. They need a.
I know. It's over.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello again, everyone. Before we start the chants, and before we proceed forward with today's demonstration, I just want to reiterate some of the points. Remind everyone here, what is the reason that we are here today? We are here today because the ceasefire does not stop the problem. The ceasefire does not solve the problem. The ceasefire does not free Palestine. The ceasefire does not stop the illegal occupation of Palestine. The ceasefire is merely the first step towards stopping from the killing of innocent children. I will be listing the list of demands that we have. There are many things that still need to be done by Canada to help support peace in Palestine. Thank you very much, guys.
Sorry, I just want to say the demands one more time to reiterate the importance. So we have 6 demands.
Can you introduce yourself? First name is Imam.
First name, my name is Muhammad Sekou.
So why you are here, Imam?
I'm here, first of all, responsibility as a Muslim to help my brothers and sisters in Palestine, and also to support human rights in general. And I believe that the occupation is something that's very bad, and that there needs to be a stop right now.
Injustice against one person is injustice against everyone, so only way to combat that is to show support, and that's why I'm here today with my friend.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
On point human rights abuses.
So the Pakistani flag, is it?
Yeah.
So what's your name?
My name is Zubair.
Yeah. Why you are here today, Zubair?
To protest for the Palestinians and to make sure that we want them to stop killing people, stop killing Muslims, so that we can
stop killing stop killing Muslims of Palestine and like stop
the genocide.
Stop the genocide, yeah, and stop murdering people praying in the Masjid Al-Aqsa. Yeah.
You want to say anything, Fatih?
Yeah, free Palestine.
Yes, free Palestine. Thank you.
Even though there are way more, but for now, these need to be acted on now. Our sixth demand: speak to allies of Israel and the region, recognizing that until Israel respects the human rights of all people, the goal for a permanent state for Palestinians will never be achieved.
Free Palestine.
Why you are here?
To help free Palestine.
End the occupation now! End the occupation now! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Shame, shame, Trudeau! Shame, shame, Biden! End the occupation now! End the occupation now!
So you are from the indigenous community, yes?
Yeah.
We're not really here to answer questions about that.
Because of COVID-19 restrictions. So yeah, I would like to bring up Abraham Gold for a few words on behalf of Orthodox Jews.
Salam alaikum. With the help of God, may our word be heard.
Can I get your first names and your last names if you're comfortable, please?
We are here today from the world jury to clarify for the whole world a very important fact. The state of Israel and the Zionist ideology does not represent Judaism. Judaism is a religion given by God. Zionism is the diametric opposite of Judaism. And in fact, of any religion at all.
It's evil.
What is done by the Zionist state is not accepted by God and not accepted by Jews. Jews lived and are willing to live again together in freedom in all nations, from Canada to Palestine. The Zionists have stolen our name and our identity. And they're doing the bloodshed and hate, in fact, for Jews and for Palestinians. And we're very concerned about this, and it breaks our heart because it's done in our name. and their word is not heard as it should be heard by the media. So therefore we find it necessary to come out and talk to all of you to make it clear. There are thousands of Jews that are together with you and are sharing the desperate. We're solidarity with you, and it breaks our heart what is done. And we pray for this all bloodshed and all hate to be ended speedily with the help of God. May it be free, peacefully in our days, speedily dismantled and all completely with the help of God. Amen. Thank you. Free, free Palestine! 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 French? From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Salam alaikum! The crime what's going on in the Middle East and the state of Palestine, it's got covered more and more with more crimes and difficult crimes, with more bloodshed, more brainwashing in the world. Thanks God it comes up a little. The whole world start to recognize that the state of Israel is not a Jewish state. From the idea of the state, all real religious rabbis will be against the idea, and especially the fact when it's happened and the fact what it's doing, the old bloodshed and the old heresy what goes on there, and especially what happens in these days. We're just coming to bring out the life is not a game. What the state of Israel doing is makes a game, a one-side game. Of who? Of the blood of the brothers? And which name he doing it? In the name of Judaism? He knows that all religious Jews in the world, even in Jerusalem and the old states, is against the idea and the fact what he doing. Every day we have stories with the terrorism what the Zionism police doing for the real Jewish people what try to go to the way of his own grandparents, to go off the way that we not try to take the land. We can live there with freedom and harmony and peace together with the Palestinian people. Like it was happen hundreds of years. You have thousands synagogues in the world What you can find when you go there, what you don't see there, the Zionism flag.
Exactly.
Why? Because what he tried to think and do to make this garbage, this bloodshed, this heresy, this theft, to do it of so a terrorized and bloodshed way, and he do it in the name of Judaism, it's false. Go to the history, you will see his own grandparents do just the opposite from what he do. Because Judaism is not a land and a language and a military. Judaism means follow to God, to believe in Him. Trust God. To do good for others. Help other people. It's painful what it's happened, and the name what it's doing, it's a shame. We have hundreds of thousands of Jewish people what's the poor to come out and say it's a lie what he used his name. It's painful and we don't see the way out. We try not celebrate his celebrations. We try to fight and we got the attack from them more or less, even there in Canada, even in the United States and England and Belgium. Everywhere you will find Jews, you will confine their Jewish people what is against the Zionism state. But it's hard to come out and bring it out. God help. Soon we hope of a peaceful way of dismantlement of this old state. God help that everyone what has some pain from this will be helped of a sweet way, to see the way of a light way. We pray every day, 3 times a day, that the old regime of the state of Israel goes down quickly. And the world and Canada especially, we say, thank you Canada, thank you USA, thank you the whole world for recognize that real Jewish people is against the old state of Zionism. If you want to be helpful for Jewish people, if you be a worry from anti-Semitism, then the way is to recognize that real Jewish people are hijacked by the Zionism. Due to the point. The point is to let all Jewish, real Judaism bring out the voice, that the world will see, that the kidnapping of the media and the hijacking of our name and the shame what is Zionism doing. Shame. The shame what the Zionism people doing in fact to dance of the blood of others. It's so heartbreaking. It breaks the whole goal of lives. For what we are there just to bring out that real Judaism, for damn it, it's a shame, and try to do the maximum. And thank you for the Arabic brothers what give the place of the voice, that a lot of people will hear it. If you want to be good to Jews, stop the Zionism. You want to be helpful for Jewish people. Jewish people's goal is to help others. To see the pain of other people. And especially when it's brothers what be so closely. We hope and we pray that we know that for sure that the day is soon. The end of the state of Zionism is soon. God help that it will be of a peaceful way, that all world will recognize what is God wants and how is the way to work for Him. So we crying together. We have to recognize it. Judaism, yes. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. Judaism, yes. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. Judaism, yes. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. Judaism, yes. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. And remember, I'm against Zionism because our Jewish people.
Thank you very much, brothers. Our brothers from Notori Karta, Orthodox Jews all the way from Montreal. Round of applause for them. Round of applause. In the same wavelength, we have also an Imam here, Majid Jarrar. He's also representing the Ottawa Council of Imams, Ottawa Ghana Council of Imams. I just want to mention one thing. This is one of the first times that we hear imams in Ottawa and Canada speak up. So this is a very important point I want to mention. And another point is that we also talked to a priest, Robert Asali, from the United Church. He's from Montreal as well. He was supposed to be here with us, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. So hand in hand, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, we stand hand in hand. And again, this is a humanitarian cause and not a religious one, but they come out here to stand in solidarity with us, so we have to respect that. Can I please get Majid Jarrar to come please give a few words?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all, and thank you all for coming. I know that most of you cannot see me, but I want you to look at everyone around you and see this beautiful, peaceful, law-abiding, beautiful rally. I would like to concur and agree and reiterate the message of the rabbi brothers before me who just spoke up. The problem, the aggression, the occupation, the harm that the Israeli forces are committing against Palestinians is not a religious issue. Israel has no respect for religion. Israel has no respect for Judaism. Israel has no respect for the sacred spaces of Christianity, of Muslims, of Jewish people in the Holy Lands. In the last 1,400 years, we have never seen an act of desecration to the Aqsa Mosque, to the Western Wall, to the Church of the Sepulchre, to the Church of Nativity, except at the hands of the Israeli army. As a member of the Canadian Council of Imams, we have declared our position from the very first days when this latest attacks started in Sheikh Jarrah in eastern Jerusalem, and we have reiterated our position after the attacks on Gaza that have killed more than 58 children. I would like to read you the statement by this is a glad tidings and good news. This is the first time a joint statement of this caliber has ever been drafted by the Muslim community in Ottawa, signed by every single imam in Ottawa, signed by every single mosque in Ottawa, and every single Islamic organization. Under the United Muslim Organizations of Ottawa-Gatineau and the Council of Imams of Ottawa-Gatineau, the desecration of Masjid Al-Aqsa and violence in its surrounding regions is deeply disturbing and unacceptable. We strongly condemn such violence, especially against worshippers at Masjid Al-Aqsa, the third holiest site for Muslims. The desecration, along with the continued aggression and oppression against the Palestinian people by the State of Israel in violation of international law and numerous UN Security Council resolutions, has left our communities feeling frustrated and helpless. We encourage all religious and political leaders, as well as all individuals, to work towards establishing justice and peace in the region. While we are relieved that a ceasefire has been reached, this is not the end. Our communities continue to mourn the deaths of women, children, and entire families caused by the Israeli bombardment of Gaza. Shame! We offer the following recommendations to the Muslim community and all communities in this difficult time. Engage with your local politicians, express your concerns, ask for concrete action plans to bring justice and peace to Palestinians, to the region. Tell your MP that Canada must recognize the State of Israel. Tell your MP that Canada must stop selling weapons to Israel. Support the advocacy of Muslim, Jewish, and human rights groups who are supporting the just cause, the cause of justice for the people of Palestine. Yay! Identify and verify, please, bold, underline, italic, verify a reputable charity that helps Palestinians and helps with the efforts of helping people who are injured in Al-Aqsa and in Gaza, and donate to them. Refrain from any unproductive actions or statements, particularly expression of hate towards our brothers of Jewish religion. If this was an attack on a synagogue, I implore you all to come and stand up here again to defend the synagogue. If this was an attack on a church, I implore you all to stand up to defend these places of worship. And finally, the letter says the abundance of tawbah and istighfar are always gateways of relief. It is mentioned numerous times in the Quran as well as in the Bible and in the Torah that the victory of God comes only to those who obey Him, comes only those who want to establish justice. And finally, make dua the strongest weapon that any believer has is the prayer to God Almighty. اللهم انصر عبادك المستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر عبادك المستضعفين في كل مكان. Oh God, support your oppressed servants wherever they may be. اللهم ارفع البلاء عن أهلنا في غزة. Oh God, lift the oppression and the struggle that our brothers and sisters in Gaza are facing. Allahumma ansur al-Masjid al-Aqsa. Oh Allah, protect the Masjid al-Aqsa and grant us to pray in it 2 rak'at in peace and freedom. Free, free Palestine! 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 جزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم.
Guys, listen up! I want all your flags, all your signs, raise them up as high as you can. Clear your throats. We want the whole city of Harwa to hear us. We want our voices to reach to the end of the city, okay? So repeat behind me. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the occupation now!
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Gaza! Free, free Gaza! Free, free Gaza! Free, free Gaza! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Gaza! Long live Gaza! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! Occupation no more! 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation out the door! Occupation out the door! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! The people united will never be defeated! 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 Ethnic cleansing is a crime! 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 Bibi should be doing time! Bibi should be doing time! Invading Gaza is a crime! Invading Gaza is a crime! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Justice, justice, we know how! Justice, justice, we know how! Lift the siege on Gaza now! Lift the siege on Gaza now! Justice, justice, we know how! Justice, justice, we know how! بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى بالروح
to the sea. Palestine will be free. Netanyahu, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Netanyahu, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى. 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 فلسطين حرة حرة. فلسطين حرة حرة. فلسطين حرة حرة. فلسطين حرة حرة. صهيوني برا برا. صهيوني برا برا. صهيوني برا برا. فلسطين حرة حرة. فلسطين حرة حرة. إسرائيل برا برا. إسرائيل برا برا. Palestine up up. Palestine up up. Palestine up up. Palestine up up. I can't hear you. Palestine up up. Palestine up up. Palestine up up. Palestine up up. Israel down down. Israel down down. Israel down down. Free 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 Palestine. Free free Palestine.
انا بقول مين البروفيشنال اللي هون. صهيوني صهيوني موت موت. صهيوني صهيوني موت موت. Bro. Crazy.
No, he knows I would come.